We all remember the snap. That image, right? The towering purple titan, the sheer cosmic scale of Thanos' ambition.
Oh, absolutely. The devastation.
Yeah, the devastation, the impossible choices he forced on everyone, the feeling that everything had just fundamentally shifted.
In an instant.
Exactly. But when you really dig into his story, a pretty big question pops up, doesn't it? One that kind of challenges how we see him.
Which is?
Well, if his ultimate goal was wiping out half of all life. And look, he had this massive army, a crystal clear vision, the power. Why did he wait so long?
Right.
We're talking like hundreds, maybe even thousands of years. And he was already known. The Mad Titan, that wasn't a new nickname.
It's a really compelling mystery. It's not just some minor plot detail you can ignore.
No way.
No, it's central to who he is.
Yeah.
And when you explore it, you start to see the honestly terrifying depth of his strategic thinking.
So was it fear? Was he afraid of someone?
That's one possibility people raise. Or was he, patiently waiting for certain cosmic protectors, let's say, to fade away?
Or maybe missing a piece of the puzzle.
Precisely. Searching for some crucial, elusive bit of information that just wasn't out there yet.
Okay.
So our mission today in this deep dive is to really examine that strategic brilliance and maybe the arrogance, too, of the Mad Titan.
Yeah, let's uncover the reasons, the real reasons, behind that seemingly endless wait before he finally went for the stones.
And we're going to be drawing directly from some really insightful analyses and deep lore dives to piece together this whole cosmic strategy for you.
That's right. You've gathered a stack of great material here that really peels back the layers on Thanos' plan.
Yes.
It shows so much more than just, a brute wanting power.
Right. It's complex.
We're not just going to skim the surface. We promise we'll extract every key nugget, every strategic implication, connect all those dots for you. It might actually reshape how you see the whole Infinity Saga.
It very well might.
So let's unpack this epic waiting game he played.
Okay, first off, it's important to get past the initial view of Thanos as just a destructive, genocidal maniac. I mean, yes, his actions were horrific.
Undeniably.
Undeniably. But that view is critically incomplete. The sources we've looked at consistently paint this picture of a master strategist.
Operating on a whole different time scale.
Exactly. A time scale far beyond what humans or even most cosmic beings can really grasp. He was playing this multi-generational game of cosmic chess.
So get ready, because we're about to see Thanos not just as the destroyer, but as maybe the universe's most patient and, well, chillingly effective cosmic chess player.
Meticulously planning moves over millennia, it shows a level of foresight and just unwavering patience that few villains or heroes, frankly, ever achieve.
Yeah, what's really striking about his approach, even before we get into the weeds, is how it's almost the opposite of that impulsive, short-sighted evil we often see, right?
Totally. It speaks to the singular, unwavering focus he had.
Okay, so let's start peeling back those layers. Yeah.
What consistently stands out in the analyses we've reviewed is the sheer, just unshakable audacity of his conviction.
He just believed it so hard.
Absolutely. He wasn't planning for a few years or decades. His whole method spanned millennia. He operated with this absolute certainty that his vision, his perfectly balanced universe, was the only solution, the inevitable fix for cosmic suffering.
Wow.
This unwavering belief, it speaks to a deep, if, profoundly warped sense of purpose. He never deviated, even when faced with obstacles that looked completely insurmountable.
It turned him from just a conqueror into, like, a prophet, a dark prophet.
A zealous prophet of destruction, exactly, believing he was the universe's only true savior. It's quite something.
That conviction, that absolute certainty, it frames everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack his core philosophy, his early life. The sources show him as, yes, immensely powerful, but also surprisingly wise, in a twisted way.
In a very twisted way, yes. Dedicated to that one single horrifying goal: get the 6 Infinity Stones, erase half of all life.
But like you said, this wasn't a snap decision, pardon the pun.
Hey, right. Not born of a bad mood or a sudden whim. This ideology was deep-seated, forged in personal tragedy.
Okay, tell us about Titan.
So what's fascinating is that his conviction wasn't a late-game thing. It wasn't about power lust initially. Our sources detail his origins on Titan, once a paradise, apparently.
Hard to imagine now.
Right. But it suffered from rampant overpopulation, unsustainable resource use. Sound familiar?
Yeah, unfortunately.
From a young age, Thanos saw it coming. He foresaw Titan's inevitable collapse. And he went to the leaders, the council, with a drastic solution.
We're calling.
The culling. A random universal purge of half the population to save the other half. He argued it was purely equitable, necessary for survival.
And they called him mad.
Predictably, yes. It led to his swift exile, branded a madman by his own people, outcast, reviled for his dire warnings.
And then Titan fell.
Yeah.
Just like he said it would. It starved.
Exactly. That must have solidified his resolve in the most horrifying way possible.
Yeah, talk about confirmation bias from hell.
Precisely. The planet's agonizing demise, exactly as he foretold, didn't just confirm his grim philosophy in his own mind, it cemented it. It became an unshakable, universal mission.
It wasn't just for Titan anymore.
No, it transformed his foresight into an absolute cosmic imperative. He became convinced his perfect and purely equitable solution was the only path for the entire cosmos, a necessary evil to stop widespread suffering everywhere.
So the destruction of Titan wasn't just backstory. It was everything. It made the Mad Titan.
It absolutely forged him, confirmed his grim philosophy, set him on that unwavering path to enact his salvation on everyone else. He saw himself not as a villain, but as a reluctant savior, burdened with this terrible truth.
Okay, so he's got this horrifying plan, this deep conviction from his past, and he's already out there. He's active. He's helping planets, right? Going world to world, cutting populations in half.
Like he did to Gamora's homeworld, Zenhuberi.
Right. The sources call these his half measures. He wasn't passive at all. He was active, ruthless, already infamous across the galaxy. Everyone knew the Mad Titan. He had an army.
A formidable one.
But here's the paradox. For potentially hundreds, maybe thousands of years, nothing. No discernible direct move to get the Infinity Stones themselves.
Yeah, it's a huge gap.
For someone so focused on that goal, you'd think the tools for it would be priority number one, right?
Yeah.
From the start, it's a colossal temporal gap.
It really is. The analyses of his early reign consistently point this out. For centuries, maybe millennia, Thanos is doing these localized genocides, these half measures, planet by planet.
Busy work, almost.
In a cosmic sense, yeah. Yet no clear effort to gather the ultimate power, the stones. Which begs the question, if his end goal needed the stones, why the long, indirect route?
It implies he couldn't or wouldn't start the main quest yet.
Exactly. And we know from creator statements in the films, Thanos is over 1,000 years old. He was exiled when he was still young for his species.
So centuries, minimum. Maybe a millennium of this waiting game after his exile before he starts going after the stones personally.
And he wasn't hiding. He was already a force notorious, had his children of Thanos, the Chitauri, yet no direct move for the stones. It's a massive strategic question mark that needs a closer look.
Truly astonishing. Preparing or waiting for over 1,000 years, but like you said, not passive waiting. He's got the army, the rep. So if he's so committed, so powerful, what was really holding him back from the stones for all that time?
It can't have been just putting it off.
No, not procrastination. Not for 1,000 years.
You've hit the nail on the head. It wasn't procrastination or lack of conviction. That's clear. The delay was intensely strategic, a series of calculated non-moves until the cosmic conditions were just right.
Meaning?
Meaning the Infinity Stones aren't just powerful, they're incredibly rare, often hidden, sometimes almost mythical, and they're guardians. Immensely formidable.
Ah, the Guardians.
That unwillingness or incapacity the sources mention points directly to these challenges. Thanos wasn't just waiting. He was actively laying groundwork, gathering intel through his network, waiting for the universe itself to shift, or for specific crucial pieces of info to surface that would make his quest viable, not suicidal.
He was building the perfect storm.
Patiently.
Very patiently.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Where the deep dive finds the strategic move many people might miss, even after watching the films loads of times.
Go on.
Thanos wasn't totally idle with the stones during the wait. Our sources confirm he actually had one right from the start of the MCU timeline, even before the first Avengers movie.
Ah, yes. That fundamentally changes the narrative, doesn't it? He wasn't just passively waiting.
No. He'd already started the game, just quietly.
Precisely. This is a critical piece that often gets overlooked. Thanos was, in fact, the initial keeper of the Mind Stone.
The one in Loki's scepter. Exactly. He strategically entrusted it to Loki, cleverly hidden inside the Chitauri scepter, for that attack on New York in 2012. That's not passive. It shows Thanos had, in a deep strategic sense, already begun his quest. Indirectly, through a proxy.
And even more insidious, The scepter was controlling Loki, right? Not the other way around.
That's the deeper layer, our sources explain. Unbeknownst to Loki, the scepter, the Mind Stone, was subtly influencing him. Loki thought he was using its power to control others and conquer Earth.
But he was the puppet.
In many ways, yes. Thanos was orchestrating Loki, pulling his strings to achieve a much bigger, multi-layered outcome. Assessing Earth's defenses, gauging its heroes,
I'm planting a stone right there.
planting an Infinity Stone on a world that was clearly becoming a cosmic hotspot. It was a strategic investment.
So this move really shows his depth. He wasn't just waiting, he was setting up these elaborate dominoes. He knew the quest was complex, needed several boxes ticked before he could step in personally.
Absolutely. He used Loki as a pawn in a much bigger game. Test Earth, yes, but also maybe flesh out other stones. The Tesseract was right there.
The Space Stone.
Right. And the fact he was willing to part with an Infinity Stone, even temporarily, for tactical advantage, that says a lot about his long-term vision. He understood they weren't just weapons.
They could shape events.
Yeah.
Catalysts.
Exactly. Placing one on Earth started a chain reaction that ultimately led right back to him.
It's wild to think that the first stone he had, the Mind Stone, ended up being the last one he needed in Infinity War to complete the gauntlet and do the snap.
That whole journey of the Mind Stone is fascinating.
From his possession to Loki to Vision, then back to Thanos. It raises another really interesting point, too.
Which is its origin.
Exactly. Where did the Mind Stone actually come from? We know the others, roughly. Power Stone on Morag, reality is the ether, space in the Tesseract, time in the Eye of Agamotto.
But the Mind Stone's origin in the film canon, it's a mystery, a blank slate.
I heard there's a non-canon book that explains it.
There is, apparently, but within the main MCU story we follow, it's unanswered. Which suggests, well, maybe Thanos did find it during those earlier balancing missions.
Crisscrossing the galaxy, wiping out half populations. Maybe he stumbled upon it way back then, before the full gauntlet plan even formed.
It's highly possible. It could have been his first major acquisition, the seed that grew into the larger strategy.
And what if? What if he didn't just find it and sit on it? Could he have used its power before giving it to Loki?
No, that's a compelling speculation you find in a lot of these analyses.
Like using it to gather intel, influence events subtly, maybe even help form his perfectly equitable solution. The Mind Stone isn't just control, it's intellect, insight.
It grants heightened intellect, tactical awareness. Imagine him, early on, using it to understand planets, predict collapses, maybe even subtly nudge leaders towards his grim solutions.
Creepy.
It adds another layer to his foresight, doesn't it? The fact he'd strategically deploy a stone, not just hoard it, shows his deep understanding. He was already playing the long game, even with the stone in hand.
Okay, so if he was so strategic, already had one stone, why not just go after the others himself right away? What stopped him?
The answer, as our sources detail with a chilling clarity, lies in the sheer, overwhelming power of those who stood in his way. Cosmic entities who even the Mad Titan had to respect, or at least avoid.
Okay, let's talk about the big roadblocks.
First and foremost, you have Odin, the All-Father.
Our sources are crystal clear on this.
Yeah.
Odin was maybe the biggest reason Thanos waited. Not just power, but his legendary status, his connection to the stones. He was the cosmic bouncer, basically.
Without a doubt, Odin was arguably the greatest protector the universe had. Sources consistently call him the single most powerful being in the MCU during his prime.
He even tried to collect the stones himself once, didn't he?
He did, yes. He understood their danger. And he directly or indirectly safeguarded several. Take the Space Stone, the Tesseract. Odin hid it on Earth for millennia after a battle, then locked it away in Asgard's vault.
A vault no one could crack.
Pretty much. The sources are unanimous. Thanos attacking Asgard while Odin was alive. Pure suicide. Utterly unthinkable.
Odin's power was just that immense.
Legendary. Conquered realms, defeated frost giants, battled cosmic threats for centuries. Even if Thanos had one or two stones, Odin, with his experience, Asgardian magic, cosmic energy, he likely still would have wiped the floor with him.
And it wasn't just Odin himself, it was his reach, right? Heimdall.
Exactly. Odin, through Heimdall's cosmic sight, could see everything across the Nine Realms and even beyond. Any big move by Thanos, especially near a stone Odin cared about, like Earth, Midgard would be instantly spotted.
Instant wrath of Odin. No sneaking around.
None whatsoever. It was a universal surveillance system. Plus, Odin was wise. He knew keeping multiple stones together was dangerous. That's why he, or his people, sent the reality stone, the Aether, far away to the collector.
Just spreading the risk.
Precisely. And don't forget the gauntlet itself, the tool Thanos needed. It had to be forged on Nidavellir.
A realm protected by Asgard.
Under Asgard's protection, Thanos couldn't just waltz in and place an order while Odin was around. He had to wait for Asgard's fall and Odin's death to even get the tool for his master plan.
So Odin's presence didn't just make it hard, it made it impossible, as the sources say.
Impossible. His death wasn't just convenient, it was an absolute prerequisite for Thanos to start his rampage.
Okay, obstacle 1, Odin. Who's next?
The Ancient One, the Sorcerer Supreme, immortal guardian of Earth, and crucially, the Time Stone.
Another huge roadblock. Maybe not Odin-level cosmic power across the board, but dangerously close, especially with her specific abilities, right?
Right, indeed. Immortal, protector of Earth for centuries, maybe millennia, drawing power from the dark dimension while keeping it at bay.
Yeah.
And she held the Time Stone in the Eye of Agamotto.
So attacking Earth for that stone.
Sources describe it as nonsense. Utterly futile while she was around. Her power wasn't just spells, it was mastery of time itself. A metaphysical checkmate.
She'd seen futures, understood cause and effect,
Bent reality in ways few could even imagine.
and the time stone itself. That's the ultimate trump card, isn't it? Trapping someone in a loop.
Absolutely. It negates any victory.
Yeah.
Imagine Thanos finally winning, only to be reset, forced to relive his defeat, or even his win, endlessly until he breaks. No army, no power beats that.
How could you even attack someone who sees it coming?
You really couldn't. She could foresee countless possibilities, counter any attack before it began. Plus, she had Kamar-Taj, the Order of Sorcerers, the Time Stone acting as a shield against interdimensional threats like Dormammu.
It's telling that even Doctor Strange, who was still learning, almost beat Thanos with the time stone.
Exactly. He only gave it up after seeing that one single path to ultimate victory out of over 14 million. It highlights the sheer game-breaking power.
So yeah, the Ancient One's presence made Earth impregnable to Thanos.
So Odin and the Ancient One, together, they were an impenetrable wall around two keystones.
A wall Thanos had to wait to crumble.
Now, the next one's interesting. He wasn't guarding a stone directly, but the sources mention Ego, Star-Lord's dad, the living planet. Ego. He raises a different kind of question, doesn't he? About cosmic hierarchy, rival threats.
He wasn't just powerful, he had his own insane plan.
Insane and incredibly far-reaching. Expand, reshape all life into himself. Turn every world into, well, ego.
Yikes.
Our sources are clear. If the Guardians hadn't stopped him, Ego would have succeeded. No one, not Thanos, not late-stage Odin, could have stopped him.
So Thanos' plan would have been pointless.
Completely preempted, rendered utterly moot. Ego represented a different kind of cosmic consumption. Thanos wanted to balance life. Ego wanted to be all life.
So Ego wasn't guarding a stone, but his success would have just erased Thanos' entire reason for being.
Precisely. He wasn't a direct obstacle like Odin or the Ancient One. He was a rival cosmic agenda. If Ego won, there'd be no Infinity War because Thanos' whole rationale disappears.
So his defeat was just luck for Thanos.
Pure cosmic luck, as the sources widely agree. It removed this existential rival threat that would have nullified Thanos' entire purpose. So another barrier removed, even if indirectly.
Okay, so with these giants, Odin, Ancient One, even Ego in a way standing in his path, Thanos couldn't just charge in. He needed subtlety, patience, an indirect approach.
Couldn't risk showing his hand too early, attracting Odin's wrath, or the Ancient One's time traps.
But what was he doing all those centuries while waiting for the stage to clear? He wasn't just chilling on his throne, right?
Not at all. That fundamentally misunderstands him. He was far from idle. He was meticulously preparing the ground, using intermediaries, gathering intel. This waiting period was crucial work.
Okay, let's get into that. Section 4, the cosmic chess game.
Right. As we said, he couldn't afford direct attention from Odin or the Ancient One, so his strategy during those centuries, send in the pawns.
His agents doing the heavy lifting. Intel, maybe trying to grab a stone here and there, softening things up.
Exactly. This is a critical insight into his mind as a grand strategist. While waiting for those cosmic roadblocks to fall, he expertly leveraged his network. Loki, Ronan, Gamora, Nebula, the Black Order.
They were all tools.
Instrumental tools. Deployed across the galaxy. Gather intel. Find stones. Maybe even try to acquire them without directly implicating Thanos in a full-scale, premature fight. Minimize the risk until the time was right.
Give us some examples. How did these pawns actually help him, even when they failed?
Okay, take Ronan the Accuser. Thanos sent him after the Power Stone on Mirage. Ronan was ambitious, ruthless, a good pawn.
But he failed. He betrayed Thanos.
He did. But his failure wasn't a total loss for Thanos. It gave Thanos valuable intel on the Guardians of the Galaxy, this new cosmic hero network that popped up.
Okay, and Loki.
As we discussed, Thanos gave him the Mind Stone, weaponizing a stone before his own quest began. Loki's invasion of Earth. It destabilized the planet, revealed its protectors, and crucially, it exposed the Space Stone, the Tesseract, being used.
And even Loki's defeat helped Thanos.
Inadvertently, yeah. It led to the Mind Stone staying on Earth, ending up in Vision a nice, convenient target for Thanos later on.
Wow. Even his daughters, Gamora and Nebula.
Instruments. Gamora especially, trained from youth as a weapon, an explorer. Thanos believed her efficiency and unique view made her the only one who could find the most elusive prize. The Soul Stone.
So even failures provided data. Every move, success or fail, fed into his larger plan.
Exactly. Each agent, succeed or fail, contributed to Thanos' mosaic of intelligence and strategic positioning. Brought him closer without him having to expose himself too early, a sophisticated game of cosmic chess.
Beyond dodging titans and using pawns, he had that other huge problem. The Soul Stone. You said it was practically mythical.
The missing piece. Without it, the whole quest was a non-starter. It wasn't just hidden, people doubted it even existed. A whisper.
How do you find something like that?
Precisely. That was the unique challenge. Thanos, with all his power and knowledge, couldn't just go find it if no one knew where it was or if it was real. How do you find something nobody believes in?
The ultimate enigma. A needle in a cosmic haystack. Until it was found, his whole mission was stalled.
Completely.
And this is where Gamora becomes the key, isn't she? Unwittingly.
Exactly. Our sources say Thanos entrusted this specific, seemingly impossible quest to Gamora, believed she was the only one in the galaxy capable of uncovering the truth.
His favorite daughter. The only one ruthless enough, but independent enough.
That seems to be his logic. Her eventual failure, the lie she told him to protect it, was actually her success from his viewpoint. Through immense effort, probably centuries of searching, Gamora found Vormir.
That dead planet at the center of nowhere.
The unknown planet in the territory of death, holding the Soul Stone, and she learned its horrifying price.
So Gamora's discovery, even though she hid it, was the final critical piece of information Thanos needed.
Absolutely. All the waiting, the preparation, the proxies, it all converged on that one vital data point. He couldn't make his final move until he knew where the Soul Stone was and, chillingly, what it would cost him.
It's harrowing. He foresaw needing this impossible thing found and knew exactly who to send.
It unlocked the final, most terrifying phase. Without knowing about Vormir and the sacrifice, the gauntlet stays incomplete, his ambition unrealized. It shows that even Thanos needed specific hidden knowledge, and he was patient enough to wait for it, however long it took.
Using Gamora as his unwitting scout for centuries, his faith in her, twisted as it was, paid off for him.
Ultimately, yes.
And then there's that final element, almost understated in the sources but clearly part of his timing, the state of the Avengers.
Ah, yes. Critical.
When Thanos finally attacks in Infinity War, the heroes who stopped his army in 2012, they're torn apart. He even knows Tony Stark by name. He studied them.
This detail really highlights his meticulous, comprehensive planning. He wasn't just waiting for Odin and the Ancient One to die or for the Soul Stone info. He was also waiting for the perfect moment to strike Earth's heroes.
Knew their capabilities, their importance.
And knew their divisions, their vulnerabilities post-Civil War. He absolutely intended to exploit those to the maximum.
The team that beat his army was fractured. Cap and Iron Man estranged. Earth wasn't ready for a united defense.
He basically waited for their superhero civil war to weaken them. Chillingly efficient.
So he wasn't just calculating cosmic power, but also the internal politics of his opposition.
Exactly. It shows his comprehensive approach. He factored in everything, down to the psychological state of his enemies, knew their strengths, knew their weaknesses. He waited until the perfect storm converged. Cosmic opportunity and hero vulnerability. Only then did he make his move.
His delay wasn't weakness. It was calculated patience to maximize his odds. Every piece on the board had to be just right.
Perfectly aligned before he stepped onto the stage himself.
So the stage is set. Obstacles gone, Odin, Ancient One. Soulstone location known. Avengers weakened. It really does sound like he waited for every single domino, every variable, before starting his personal quest.
Which brings us to the core takeaway, doesn't it?
Yeah. What does all this mean for how we see Thanos? This deep dive shows his long wait wasn't fear, wasn't hesitation. It was cold, calculated strategy.
Profound strategy.
He absolutely was a cosmic chess player. Unparalleled patience, planning for centuries, accounting for everything, waiting for all the pieces to align. It's chilling, really.
That's exactly right. His plan was this multi-layered masterpiece, using intermediaries, navigating Odin and the Ancient One, benefiting from ego's demise, waiting for the soul stone discovery.
Even the cosmic luck fit into his timeline.
It was executed with chilling precision, leaving nothing to chance in his pursuit of, well, what he saw as salvation, the ultimate long game player.
But as the sources conclude, even the best plans have blind spots, right?
Always.
Thanos' colossal mistake wasn't his planning, but his assumption. He thought no one else could play the same game, couldn't counterplan with the same meticulousness,
He assumed his victory was final, that the snap was irreversible.
that no one could possibly unravel his perfect strategy. And that arrogance, that led to his downfall in Endgame.
A countergame, also meticulously prepared by others, heroes who learned from his terrifying success.
He thought he was the only master strategist. Hubris cost him everything.
Which leaves us with a provocative question for you, the listener, as you think about your own challenges. In your life, when facing huge obstacles, is that extreme patience, that strategic long-term prep, always the best way?
Or can overplanning, relying on everything being perfect, make you miss the unexpected, the ingenuity or resilience of others?
What kind of chess player are you? Do you plot every move across a vast timeline, or do you leave room for the unexpected countermove that changes the whole game?
A villain for the ages, that's for sure. His strategy, horrific outcome, but undeniably brilliant scope, chilling foresight in human patience.
Hopefully, this deep dive into the Mad Titan's long game gave you some surprising insights, maybe a new appreciation for the layers of strategy, even in destructive plans.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep that curiosity ignited. Until next time, keep thinking about the moves on your own cosmic chessboard.